Hello, and welcome to this brief podcast recording. My name is Sharon. I'm with Flat World Knowledge, and I'm here today with Laura PortoleseDias, who's an author on a new textbook with Flat World Knowledge called Human Resource Management. Hi, Laura.
Hi, Sharon.
So we want to get started today and not keep our listeners waiting with our first question, which is, what made you decide to write a book for the Human Resource Management course?
Well, Sharon, I think that many of the current textbooks on the market don't necessarily address the use of technology in human resource management. And because of that, I really saw a need in the marketplace to really integrate technology and how human resource managers are using technology as they do business. And I really wanted to write a book that addresses some of this, some of the new technologies that we're using in human resources. And I think a big thing for me was to look at developing a book that not only focuses on technology in the human resource perspective, but also one that delivers the material such as the Flat World Knowledge model.
That's great, and I think you've probably given us a little bit of foreshadowing to the second question, or of the answer to the second question, which is, what does your book offer in way of maybe solving a problem for the professors that currently teach this course, or maybe just a new angle that this textbook takes that other human resource management books maybe don't do at this time?
Yes, you're right. I did foreshadow a little bit, maybe getting a little bit ahead of myself, but obviously within the textbook, I have addressed many of the different technologies that are used in human resource management, and I would say that is a big difference from the other books on the market. I think the other difference that professors will find is the writing style. I tend to use a very conversational writing style, and I find that students really prefer this type of style. It makes it easier to read. It feels more like a conversation as opposed to this professor professing different kinds of topics and theories and that sort of thing. So I think the use of technology, the writing style are big differences. I think the other major difference is that I've written the book based on the perspective that many people who take a human resource management course may not be human resource managers. It may be as a part of their business program, and they take this course as a part of their program. So I've written the book from also a managerial perspective. Since most of our students are going to be working for small to medium-sized companies, many of them are going to have to take on the human resource manager role. And what better way to do that than to write a book that addresses it from the managerial perspective? How do you manage human resources? But also, how do you develop that book so that it is also useful for the person that is going to go out and be a human resource manager? So I'm happy with the way the book has turned out in that perspective, that I think we have really integrated both of those perspectives within the writing.
No, that's fantastic.
Yes. And as I mentioned, we do have a small to a medium-sized business focus. Certainly there are Fortune 500 examples in the book, but I think that since many of our students will be working for smaller to medium companies, there are many examples in the book that focus on those smaller companies as well. And within the book, we've also used different types of technologies such as podcasts and many YouTube videos so that students really can concrete that material. Since most of us are visual learners, it's nice to read about something and then see a YouTube video that really solidifies that material.
That's great, and it does. It takes advantage a little bit of the Flat World Knowledge technology there with the online book, which will bring me actually to my next question, which is obviously, Laura, you could have published this book with a number of the other more traditional publishers, but you chose Flat World. We're thrilled that you chose the Flat World. And I was hoping you might tell the listeners what made you choose Flat World as your publisher.
I also teach a variety of other business classes, and one of the big topics that we teach is social responsibility. And I really love the Flat World Knowledge because I believe that it is social responsibility in action, and this is something that we don't often see out in the world and out in business. And I think the cost of the textbook to students is, a huge thing. Students are spending, as any of them will tell you, $1,000 a year or more on textbooks. And I think that that's a huge issue, and that's a huge barrier for a lot of people to be able to go to college. They may be able to afford the tuition, but they may not be able to afford the books and the other materials that go along with it. So having said that, I think Flat World's model and delivering electronically so students can, while they're on the go, view their book on their iPad or other such device, I think is huge, and that's really why I wanted to publish with Flat World, both the use of technology and the social responsibility aspect.
Well, great, and like I said, we're thrilled that you did, and I want to thank you, obviously, for your time today. We'll wrap up with thanking you, of course, and thanking our listeners for spending a little bit of time with us today to hear Laura talk about her new Human Resource Management textbook with Flat World Knowledge. We encourage you to go out to our website, request a desk copy, or view it in its entirety online once it publishes in November of 2011. So thank you all, and thank you, Laura.
Thank you, Sharon.
Bye now.